Hey, future weapon enthusiasts, I'm Nick Young, the CEO of Desert Tech. And here at Desert Tech, we have been designing and manufacturing precision weapon systems for the last 17 years. Our guns are used across the world in both military and police services, as well as by civilians and enthusiasts throughout the world. With our creative talents and our design engineering capabilities, we have the luxury of being able to design products that cater specifically to target customers that we want to support. Our target customer isn't people buying their first gun or second gun or third gun. Our target customer are people who have a lot of shooting experience and they have maxed out the capabilities of their existing equipment. And they really just want to push it further and further and further. And they themselves haven't been afraid to alter their gear or create new setups to push that envelope further and further. So who are these elite customers? Number one, tier one operators. Number two, competitive shooters. Number three, elite hunters. And number four, shooting enthusiasts that need a new level of recreational shooting and or defensive protection. In this video, we're going to go through the steps that we follow at Desert Tech in developing a new product to meet our customers' needs. If you enjoy innovative firearms designs like we do, please subscribe to the channel so you can get more of it in the future. The first thing that we do is we decide what product we want to build. And if there aren't any immediate tenders or solicitations coming up or development programs that we know about, then typically we will try to project what we feel like those programs will be in 10 years from now or 15 years from now. And we start focusing on developing those things, knowing that by the time that that has been developed and perfected, that those opportunities should be surfacing. And so how do we do that? The first thing that we do is we identify very qualified professionals in each target group that we're trying to pursue. And so if we're going for tier one operators, then we will find retired professionals that have a world of experience and a wealth of knowledge, and we'll recruit them to be a part of an advisory board here at Desert Tech. And as we go through the design and development and concepting of this product, then we go back and forth with our advisors. We pitch ideas to them. They tell us if they like them or don't like them, tell us what we're missing out on, and we incorporate all of that advice into the development programs. For example, a tier one operator generally wants additional lethality, maximum mobility, maximum reliability, superior durability, compatibility with all of his enablers and accessories. As you try to pursue each of those pieces, you dissect it down and you say, okay, we're going to start with maximum lethality. And lethality is made of a bunch of different criteria. One of them is accuracy of the gun. If you can't hit a target, then it doesn't matter how much energy you have, it doesn't do anything. Another one is magazine capacity. Another one is shootability or controllability in rapid fire, and how fast and how many rounds can you get down range accurately onto target. Another is range, energy on target, terminal ballistics inside of a object, penetration capabilities, and so on. If we analyze maximizing mobility, there's three primary pieces that we generally focus on. One of them is the size or length, the weight of the gun, and the balance point of the gun. And so you can see with this saber tooth, it's a shortened 14.5-inch barrel rifle, and it is extremely short. That short size makes it really easy to handle and carry around and conceal and such. In addition, the weight of the micron is pretty light. I think even with all this kit, I think we're probably 7 pounds with the LCAN on top and the flashlight. So it's very easy to transport. In addition, the balance point of the gun makes a big difference. So if you have a gun that's really long and heavy, this is a 16-inch barrel traditional AR with a Huxwork suppressor, you can see that it tends to want to bend forward, and it makes the rifle feel heavier because different muscles are having to support the twisting and that leverage of that weight. So even trying to shoot this offhand, I mean, I could do it. This doesn't have a flashlight or optic or anything on there, but it's really difficult to hold that up. On the converse, we take this guy here. So this has a lot more kit and gear on there, as well as a suppressor, and it's a 16-inch barrel with a 1:6 LCAN. And I can bring this up because the balance point isn't causing me to fight leverage going forward. The only muscles that are getting fatigued is really, larger arm muscles that can handle, holding a gun for an extended period of time. And looking at reliability, then the military generally looks at 3 different types of stoppages: type 1, type 2, and type 3. A type 1 stoppage is a malfunction that a user or operator can clear in the field very easily without any tools. A type 2 stoppage requires a longer period of time and some tools to clear. A type 3 stoppage is an armorer's level malfunction where generally they have to replace parts or springs or a broken extractor to put the weapon back in the battle. As the military focuses on reliability, they do a lot of endurance testing to see if there's any malfunctions. They do ice testing, sand testing, mud testing, water testing, water submersion testing, salt, fog testing, testing for corrosion. And in all these tests, they are trying to determine what causes malfunctions and degrades the weapon. For us to enhance reliability, we focus our engineering efforts on bolt geometry, feed ramp geometry, magazine geometry, and all of the springs and motion studies to make sure that things are flowing smoothly, but also strong enough to not break and cause malfunctions. The next thing the military wants is compatibility with enablers. An enabler is something that allows the firearm to perform in multitude of environments and conditions and so on and so forth. And so in this SRS-M2, we have a thermal sight mounted on the front. So this allows day and nighttime operations. Now, we also have a day scope, and we have a fire control laser rangefinder, a Vortex Impact 4000 on top here. We also have a support bipod with a Arca rail and M-LOK slots up and down the rail. And so essentially, to be compatible with enablers, you need a lot of rail space, and you need to have it in the right places, and it needs to be pretty stout and robust. The last thing is having good ergonomics. So what does ergonomics really mean? It means that the handling of the weapon is very comfortable and the shootability of the weapon is comfortable with the users, as well as the functions of the controls. So in this Micron Sabertooth, we have a safety selector that's accessible with your hand in the firing position. We also have a mag release button that's up front, and the controls are all pretty intuitive. We have the charging handle is on the side so that it minimizes having to come off of the rifle to charge the weapon. As well, the charging handle is low enough so that as you charge it, you don't bust your knuckles on the scope. So sometimes charging handles are really high, like on the ACR rifle, and you're scraping your knuckles on your sights. And so we put the charging handle pretty low. But yeah, so that's just some examples of what thought goes into designing ergonomics. Reloading, we want reloading to remove as much unnecessary steps as possible. So we designed our bolt stop to be in the rear. As you insert the magazine, you can hit that with your thumb in one single stroke. So that minimizes having to come up and slap the side of your gun and have additional motion. So as we analyze all those elements, our ultimate goal is to push those higher and higher than what other systems were able to achieve, so that we can give the elite users a better, faster, lighter, more mobile, more lethal rifle system than they've ever had before. So that's some insight in how we innovate at Desert Tech and how we try to really work closely with professional users, those elite users that have hit the pinnacle of performance with existing equipment today. And those users, we love working with those users because they have a passion like we do to be able to push the envelope beyond what those current limitations are.